Uninterrupted announced the cast of their latest episode of The Shop on HBO. And oh, look, Anthony Davis and Antonio Brown joined LeBron and company. Tracy, you're going to watch that, right?
Two controversial guys in sports right now.
And 2 Chainz.
And 2 Chainz. 2. It's like full, but 2. Something. I don't know. It's Thursday. Welcome to The Jump. I'm Rachel Nichols alongside our insider, Brian Windhorst, our Hall of Famer, Mr. Tracy McGrady. T-Mac, you did not see Brian during All-Star Weekend. He lost his voice completely. It was sad. I'm happy to report.
I'm back, baby.
He's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some breaking news on Anthony Davis. Earlier today, Pelicans coach Alvin Gentry asked for AD's status for tomorrow night against the Pacers, and Gentry said he's playing tomorrow, which, I mean, is normal on its face, except, Brian, you and I were both so surprised by this. The week before the All-Star break had gone so poorly for everyone involved. He did suffer a minor injury. Didn't you think everyone was going to find a way to slowly back out of the room on this one?
Well, there has been renegotiation over the last few days, and apparently they haven't come to an understanding yet. Look, nobody's happy about this. Anthony Davis isn't happy. The Pelicans aren't happy. Adam Silver even said this is a bad situation. Now I think it's like they think, can there be a terms negotiated where, frankly, everybody can save face, in addition to the fact that you want to clean up the situation.
I mean, honestly, I'm just tired of the Anthony Davis drama. These guys are not going to the playoffs. Make up your mind what you want to do with this guy. You want to play him, you want to sit him. Like, make up your mind.
And
Be
that
consistent.
is how the players on the team and the coaches
for
feel.
real.
Exactly.
Like, if I'm a player on the team,
Right.
I'm telling the organization and Anthony Davis, make up your mind what y'all want to do, because y'all are messing with us.
Right, be grown-ups, figure this out. Anthony Davis did say a week and a half ago, we don't know how he feels today, I want to play. I'm a basketball player. I don't want to just sit for the next 4 months, plus the summer and everything. How would you feel if you were him? Would all this drama make you want to just go home and play some pickup there?
Well,
or?
no. I mean, if I'm healthy, I would want to play. I don't want to sit down for 4 or 5 months and just work out, that entire time. So I have to get with the organization and find out what is best for myself and for this team and us moving forward.
You could see him, though. Like, the first game that this arrangement was in place, he had like 34 points in 25 minutes. He was all gung-ho. And then as the games went on, it started wearing on him, and you could see his production going down.
Well, they've been sitting him in crunch time now?
I know.
In one game, he had 3 points.
It's ugly. Coming up, we're going to talk about what's going on with LeBron and the Lakers. LeBron says his playoff intensity has been, quote, activated with 25 games left in the season. Too soon? Too late? Or just the right time? We will discuss that. But first, I don't know if anyone in the NBA is having as much fun right now as Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Bucks have the best record in the entire league. Giannis has been an MVP candidate for pretty much the first minute of the season. And while teams like Boston and even Golden State have had issues with infighting and chemistry, the honeymoon in Milwaukee seems like it might never end. I sat down with Giannis during the All-Star break to check in on how he's doing. Take a look.
I don't think there's ever been a player like Giannis on any level.
Down the lane to the rim and throws it down. Oh, blocked by Antetokounmpo.
He's almost unstoppable.
We're one of the best teams in the league because of Giannis.
The Bucks have been flying through this season, and yet you have a lot of competition in the East. Philadelphia and Boston get a lot of the headlines. Are you okay with that?
I'm definitely okay with it. They can get the headlines. They can have the free agency, this, whatever it's going on. We know we have the best record in the NBA, but, we can't be satisfied. We got to take it day by day. Like, we haven't won a playoff series yet. So that's our first step.
Giannis, left wing for his third 3 of the game. Oh, my! Yes, sir!
You are surrounded by terrific three-point shooters on that team. Do any of them try to work with you or give you advice about how to develop that part of your game?
They always tell me to, have confidence in myself and just shoot the ball. And just believe in myself because they've seen me work hard in practice. And Coach Bow wants me to shoot it every game. And, it doesn't matter if I miss it or make it or we lose or win.
Did you hear what Joel Embiid said about how he learned to shoot three-pointers? He said that he went into YouTube and that he just typed in white guys shooting three-pointers, and that he felt that was going to be his tutorials, and that he said that's how he learned to shoot.
That's Joel. I don't think he probably did that because that's Joel,
right.
But I don't think he learned how to shoot three-pointers from that. It's a process. It's a process.
He says that too.
Oh yeah, it's a process. But as I said, it's a process, and just you just gotta believe in yourself, and shooting is just about confidence.
He looks like he's about 14. And now here he is as a rookie playing in the NBA.
Going coast to coast. Mayo gives it back to him. This guy's going to be special.
Your physical body since your rookie year has changed so much. When you look back at that rookie Giannis Antetokounmpo, what do you see? What does that guy look like to you?
He looks really skinny. Skinny, but he was a kid that worked hard, believed in himself, and gave everything he had. He didn't have much. He had a lot of muscles. He didn't have a lot of skills, but he gave his heart and soul, every game to get better.
Where would you like to see Anthony Davis land?
Teams are going to be moving heaven and earth to go get him.
I never said Boston wasn't on my list. The market doesn't matter to me. I just want to win.
There have been a lot of headlines and storylines all through the NBA this season. What have you learned from watching the Anthony Davis situation? Because eventually you'll have your own free agency talk around you and all of that stuff.
If I was Anthony Davis and I was in his position, one thing I would probably do, not talk about free agents. I'll focus in just playing basketball. I think he got a lot into talking and thinking about it and letting people say their opinion about it. But obviously he can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he feels best for him to build the best legacy and leave the best legacy behind. But if I was in the same situation, I'm not talking about it.
I'll take a note for whenever it comes up for you. You did have such a different path to the NBA than so many other players. How do you think all of those different worries and concerns that you had as a kid growing up, how did that affect who you are now?
Definitely affect me. He made me who I am now. It made me this tough person. It gave me my work ethic, my discipline, and that's why I feel pressure because like we actually had problems and issues like that we couldn't provide ourselves with food and. They're telling me about if I feel pressured and stuff, being in the NBA and leading the team. Like, no, I just work hard, have fun, and try to be the same person that I was when I was a kid.
So you're definitely influenced by who you were growing up in Greece, but you've also become Americanized in some ways too. We've seen your American tour of food this past summer.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
That was awesome.
Also, your love of American TV shows.
Yes.
I know that you love reality TV, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, all of those shows. Why do you love reality TV so much?
I love the drama. That's my, how you guys call it over here, guilty pleasure?
Yeah.
That's what you guys say? My girlfriend made me watch the shows, so I've been watching the show. I love it actually. After games, that relaxes me a lot.
Should we expect a Giannis Antetokounmpo reality TV show?
No, that's never gonna happen.
I feel like he's the most valuable player in our league and has changed things in Milwaukee, and he sets the tone for our entire organization.
I do want you to talk about MVP because your coach has made a very strong case for why you should win the MVP this year. Can you give me the case why you should win MVP?
I should win MVP because probably I don't care. I just care about winning. That's what I care about.
That's not a very good campaign speech.
It doesn't matter. I just care about winning. I know if we keep winning and we keep playing good basketball, it's going to take care of itself.
Thank you to Giannis for sitting down with me. The video of young, skinny Giannis. That was
awesome.
Man.
It's amazing to see it there. The Bucks are on their way to the #1 seed in the East. Giannis brought up, though, in our conversation, he still hasn't won a playoff series in his whole career. So, Tracy, what do you think will make a successful season for them? You heard him talking there about pressure and what they wanted to do.
Yeah, well, considering that these guys have the best record in the league, have the MVP, I think, this season on their team. Nothing short of making it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's your bar.
That is my bar for them. Nothing short of that. I think they have a team that could possibly do that. And when they get there, who knows what happened? They possibly can make it to the finals, but I think they have a good enough team to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The more players I talk to, be it Hall of Famers like Tracy or current players, no really offense to James Harden, but they keep talking about Giannis. You are not alone. I have heard it over and over and over. I heard it a lot last week in Charlotte. You know what's interesting about the Bucks? Obviously, they haven't won a playoff series yet, but they are kind of immune to the situation that other teams in the East have. You talk about Toronto, first thing people talk about, Kawhi Leonard free agency. You talk about Boston, what's going on with Kyrie. You talk about Philly, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris. Are they going to keep that team together? Guess who's got more free agents than all of them?
Milwaukee.
This entire Bucks team, other than Giannis, is a free agent, which applies pressure to them to keep this team together. And whether he wants to talk about it or not, guess what happens in 2020? We have the extension situation that we had with Kawhi, ended up forcing an issue, and we had it now with AD is forcing an issue. He can extend his contract in 2020, which means his free agency is going to come down to 2020.
So I want to just spell this out for people because it is a little bit complicated with the CBA, right? So we are on a move-up clock, and as we've talked a lot on this show, the move-up clock was sort of moved up by the owners. The owners wanted to put in the last CBA, hey, we don't want teams to be in the Oklahoma City Kevin Durant situation, right? So instead of possibly losing them for nothing when they become free agents, we're going to push the free agency. We're going to get them before they get to their free agency.
We're going to make this extension possible.
We're going to make this Supermax extension possible the season before, so we get them before they get out the door. And that's fine. You can try to bribe players to stay, but guys make enough money now, they have enough agency now that they are making their own decisions. So with that clock being moved up, no. Giannis does not become a free agent until 2021, which sounds like a long time from now, but it is 2019 right now, people. And so not this coming summer, but the next summer, they can offer him the Supermax extension. And that's really the inflection point, because that's the point he can decide,
and that's why
do I want to stay with this organization or not?
And that's why the free agency that they have this summer, where they got to decide, are we paying Chris Middleton? Are we playing Eric Bledsoe? Those are not guarantees. Are we going to keep Brook Lopez? Are we going to keep Nico Mirotic? Are we going to keep Malcolm Brogdon? Okay? So the interesting thing about this is they aren't really feeling that pressure day to day like the other teams are. And that's why I think that they can play with a little bit more freedom, even though their reality is they've got just as much issues as anybody else.
If I'm a free agent this offseason, I'm having strong considerations of looking at the Milwaukee Bucks, of playing with Giannis, because of the way he's changed the culture around in Milwaukee. I mean, he's made it a place for us to win. He's made it a winning environment. He's a player that I would enjoy playing with because of his personality. He's all about winning. He's very selfless.
He's so fun.
He's fun.
Well, you know what, Tracy? They actually have the cap space to sign Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving or Kawhi Leonard.
That's scary.
Nobody talks about
Nobody talks about that.
Now, they would have to let, like, Middleton and Bledsoe go. But in all honesty,
I mean,
you're right.
I like
Kevin Durant.
But in all
Chris Middleton.
but seriously, nobody
Chris
talks.
is great, by the way.
Nobody talks about it because they are in Milwaukee, where it is under snow and 5 degrees today. I don't know. I'm guessing I might be right, but that is, in reality, the Bucks have as many options as any other team out there, and they have the MVP candidate on their team.
He's your MVP right now?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. I think it's going to be such a good race between him, Paul George, James Harden.
Yeah, I don't want to forget about Paul George.
It's going to be so good. All right, coming up next, should presumptive #1 pick Zion Williamson shut it down for the rest of the season after suffering a mild knee sprain? Are we calling the explosion of a shoe a freak accident? We'll have to talk about that too. Tracy McGrady has thoughts, but first, here is today's Distant Replay. It's this date in 2009 featuring Russell Westbrook.